Good afternoon. Welcome to Long Live Third Parties Podcast. Free Press Media Press Inc., a third parties book publisher, sponsors this podcast. I'm Andrew Bouchard. Friends, like other days, I have a question for you, so let's think about this question. The question is, what do we third parties people think about Joe Biden? I can tell you I have had conflicting feelings inside about what has happened. This year, I voted for the Libertarian Party. Like I mentioned before, I voted third parties my entire voting career. I have not deviated from that even in a single race. So this year, I didn't do anything differently. At the same time, I've never felt so excited about an election outcome. I was on the edge of my seat for 4 days waiting to find out who won. I expected the results to happen right away like they have in my experience from the past, but they didn't. So we had to keep waiting and keep waiting and keep waiting. I was so excited to see more electoral votes for the blue team. I wanted to win. And when Joe Biden won, I jumped for joy. Literally, I jumped for joy. I cheered. I was so happy. I did not want Trump to win. I do not like Trump at all. I do not like him at all. So I was so glad to see Trump get out of office. So what do we think about Joe Biden? I can tell you something I read about in the book Crusader Spoiler Icon about Ralph Nader that made me negative about Joe Biden. In this book, as I recall, there was the story at the end about how the Democratic Party handled the election and how mad they were about Nader being in the election, and they blamed him for losing it for them. There was one scene where they were in the back rooms and Joe Biden said something to the effect of, "May Nader never be welcome in these halls again." So that's a terrible view, and thus, in part, at least, Biden is responsible for marginalizing Nader. So friends, we don't like Biden for that. Nader himself also said in an article in Vox.com about third parties that he didn't expect third parties to do very well this year because, quote, Trump is such a monster, end quote. Hopefully most of us agree with that statement by Nader. I certainly do. Trump is such a monster. So friends, Joe Biden is in office and we're in the thick of this COVID situation. And part of me also does wish Joe Biden success, and I see he has the great potential to become a great president in this epic situation we're in. I want the COVID vaccine to succeed. I want him to reduce the damage of COVID. And a lot of people think Trump did terrible with handling COVID. I've read articles about saying Trump is going to be one of the worst presidents for a number of reasons, COVID being a prime reason. So part of me does wish success for Joe Biden. So I'm feeling that inside because I'm not just a partisan wanting my side to win. I do want people to succeed in office when they have the potential to make the world a better place, or at least prevent bad things from further getting bad. So there are my conflicting views. I would never vote for Joe Biden. I couldn't do that in good conscience. Still, I also don't wish him bad in his position in this time we're facing, the situation we're in. I don't like what he did to Ralph Nader back then, according to that book. So let's think about this, friends. How do you feel about Joe Biden from your third-party perspective? How should we think about this? Long live third parties. Goodbye.